I always looking for kind of a project with the Chippewa Valley Symphony Orchestra, and then I was thinking, as a part of our kind of activities, probably it's nice to be able to feature some kind of a new music, introduce some new music. I didn't want to use the word contemporary music because contemporary music sounds like a very complicated, but people, I mean, enjoy watching movies, and so they're always, enjoying some new music with the kind of movies. And then I thought about, maybe we should do that kind of a new music. And then I thought about, my friend Dennis, and then he's a local composer.
Nobuo Yasuda contacted me, and we talked about different ideas, and he and I took some drives and went through Sherman Park and went through Rod and Gun Park.
So then I was like, wow, I mean, there are so many beautiful parks in Eau Claire.
And actually thought that the Rod and Gun Park looked a lot like some of the parks back home in Japan.
And then he asked me, what kind of music? I said, well, I will trust your talent and your idea. So just go ahead and then just enjoy exploring your idea, and just please write music.
So it was really kind of a fun thing to show him, share those places with him, and think about incorporating not only that beautiful aspect of Eau Claire, but really the historical significance of our city, and really kind of celebrate the people of Eau Claire from the past and through today.
One thing I wanted to know was that what kind of image he had on each section, and then, it was really fascinating. I mean, it's every note he wrote has his love and also his idea and also his hope, and I mean, it's fascinating.
The Current of Change is really based on two different themes, and they're very straightforward, hopefully honest, and very listenable themes that are memorable. And then those themes, like Eau Claire, continually change throughout the course of the piece. So it's really a theme and variations, and it really kind of sounds like my idea is that it would be like a soundtrack for Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
I was really, really inspired to talking to him, and I went home and I studied the score more. And then last week we first time read the piece with the orchestra, and everybody liked it. I mean, loved it.
Yeah, the piece opens with kind of an unusual drum called an ocean drum that, when played, it sounds really kind of like the wind. And the brass players are blowing through their instruments to create an effect of wind as well, along with suspended cymbal. And the idea at the very beginning is like the people that came to Eau Claire, what they first saw when they were here. While they were looking at, the confluence of the rivers or the amazing trees or whatever. And then from there, the piece goes into a real stately theme, and then that later turns into kind of a more complex, layered sound that still keeps the theme intact, and also has more of an industrial sound to it, with metallic sounds, with mutes, and the idea is to kind of usher in a new age of technology and change in the 20th century. And from there are some parts of Loss where there's a time of more reticence and reflective sound, and then after that that quickly turns into more of a hope for the future. One of the themes, it's a small theme that comes back throughout the piece, is a depiction of eagles, and my son nicknamed one of our local eagles Gregory, and the theme is the Gregory theme. And there's one point towards the end of the composition where there are the theme is stated 3 times overlapping, and that is actually a depiction of this last January when my wife and I were downtown, and we stopped and saw 3 eagles all flying above the Chippewa River. And so that's really kind of a celebration of not only the natural, but kind of more specifically the wildlife in this area. As a kid, I was really fortunate to have parents who were able to buy, instruments for me to play and get me music lessons. And my mom bought a piano an old Wurlitzer and put it in the back room. And my brother was taking piano lessons, and I was really interested in listening to him play, and I would go back there and start to make up my own melodies and work through different patterns, and to the point of being thoroughly annoying. And my mom came in one day, I think she was probably just had it, because I'd been in there for 20 minutes pounding on the same 4 notes, and she said, "Why are you playing that? Nobody's ever going to play anything that you write." And I just said, "Well, I don't know. I just love to play, you know, different ideas and try and work out chords and melodies." And I just kept working through the same ideas, and she, I guess, you know, probably started to block it out more effectively, and started writing pieces about that time when I was 14, and haven't stopped yet, and really enjoy, you know, getting a chance to just express sound and emotions and ideas through music, and usually find still to this day, the piano is the best tool for that. Now, to save my family, I wear headphones and, you know, play in the back room so they can't hear it, but I still work on the piano and melodies the same way.
As executive director, I'm responsible for putting together the show, if you will, and because this is a multimedia presentation, in addition to Dennis's composition, there'll be a series of somewhere around 100 slides showing the history as well as the contemporary views of Eau Claire, displayed right above me here on the State Theater. It'll be pretty much over Nobu's head as he's directing the piece. A large slide showing large projections of these photos, historical from sources like this one, as well as some contemporary shots that were taken, say in the 1980 windstorm or things like that, showing some of the difficulties in the Eau Claire area. So that's my responsibility to bring this all together, get the word out that this is really truly a once-in-a-lifetime event. It's a world premiere in Eau Claire from an Eau Claire composer. How often do we get that? Never. Even in the 34 years history of the symphony, that's not happened. So this is an extraordinary and truly unique event.